Welcome back to another episode of our San Diego Surf Expansion Draft Series here on NBA 2K17. Today, we're going to be starting the simulation of the first season. Now, I did look at your comments from my most recent video. The top comment was really get Thon Maker. Personally, I would love that because I think a front court of Scalabrine and Thon Maker would be nasty, but I really don't think it's realistic at all for me to get Thon Maker. And looking at this team, I don't even know who the Bucks would take for Thon Maker. I can't really see anybody. I mean, maybe Tyler Ulis. I mean, there's really not many people on this team with much trade value. Maybe Josh Richardson, but I don't know. I'm not giving up Labissiere. He's pretty much my only untouchable player. Maybe kind of Tyler Ulis, but pretty much just Labissiere. What I also want to do, I want to put him on my untouchables because I really don't want to receive trade offers for Scalabrine. On the trade block, I would like to throw up Kyle Korver if I can get a good offer around the deadline for Kyle Korver, just like kind of like the Cavs did in real life. Maybe acquire a first-round pick. That would be cool. Also going on the trade block, Nick Young. He's not exactly as good of a shooter as Kyle Korver, but he does bring shooting to a team. So those two guys can go up on the trade block if some team wants to offer me maybe a first round pick around the deadline for them. But we are going to be simulating all the way up to the deadline today. I'm not expecting us to do good. I hope we don't do good. Another comment you guys did make was to turn down the injury frequency. I thought I had it turned down. I guess I didn't. I did turn it down to 20 for everything. If that's too low, let me know. I don't think it's too low because from what I've seen, from the simulations I've done like with injuries on, because my normal MyLeagues don't have injuries on, the simulations I've done with 50 injury frequency, it is way too often, not just for users, but for the CPU. So I have everything on 20 right now. Let me know if you want me to change that. I'd be more than willing to change it, but I think I'm gonna stick with 20 for now. So I'm going to show you guys the rotation. I did tweak it just a tad bit. I ended up giving Tyler Ulis 30 minutes a game instead of 27 I had him on. This is the same. Actually, of course, one less minute. Tony Allen's the same. Labissiere up to 32, so I do kind of want our two building blocks, Ulis and Labissiere, getting around 30 minutes each. And really, I didn't do much else. I took some minutes away from Nick Young. I took a few minutes away from Festus Ezeli, and I bumped Monty Ulis down from 6 minutes to 5 minutes. So we are looking good right now. Looking good. We're going to go all the way up to the trade deadline in today's video. Hopefully, we can be bad. Of course, we win our first game. Okay, we're 2-0. Okay, well, we started the season 3-1. That's not how I wanted to start the season at all, but it is. So we do have a trade offer. DJ Augustine, no thank you. Dwayne Dedmon is our starting center. I really do not want to move him right now. Caboclo, no. Dwayne Dedmon is not going anywhere. Maybe around the deadline, if I get a lot of offers for him, I consider moving him. But we're more realistic now. We're at 4-6. Tyler Ulis is untouchable, so I do not want anybody, especially Kelly Olynyk, for him. I'm really trying to lose games. I'm not trying to win games at all. I really want a good pick in the lottery next year. One of the other comments was try to pick a top prospect, which of course I will do if I do get a good pick next year. I'm not going to trade the pick by any means. That makes no sense. Derek Favors, no thank you. Tyler Ulis is not going anywhere. I want young players on this team to lead this franchise. I do not want Derek Favors. Wow. Okay, we're actually not doing that bad. Langston, no. Dwayne Dedmon's not going anywhere either. These offers are not too great. But we have been blessed with not to have not one injury yet. Tony Allen's not going anywhere. Which I've actually liked. No, good God, some of these offers. I don't know. Maybe no injuries is a little bit unrealistic because maybe our sliders are down a little bit too much, but you know, it happens. It happens. I'll definitely hear from you guys in the comment section. That's a terrible trade if they are too low. But all right, this is actually a lot of trade. I maybe have to turn down the trade frequency a lot because phones are ringing. We are 11-24, which is where I expected us to be. Bottom of the Western Conference. That would be absolutely ideal because I do not want to be winning games by any standards because I just don't think that we can even become close to a team in the first year, like a really good team in the first year. I just don't think that it's going to be anything. It wouldn't even be fun if we imagine if we made the playoffs in the first year. I didn't even do anything. All I did was draft an expansion team, but we don't have to worry about that. We're 12-31. No, my God, Tyler Ulis is not going anywhere. As soon as we do get up to the trade deadline, I'm going to stop the video, or not going to stop the video. I'm going to stop the simulation right before the trade deadline. Look at teams that might need a shooting guard or a small forward to come off the bench. I mean, maybe start, but that could possibly maybe give me a first-round pick for them. Because it's going to be a good team. I'm not going to scum a team and take a first-round pick from them. But ideally, if I were to trade either Nick Young or Kyle Korver, I would like to get back a first-round pick and maybe a young player, maybe like a high 60 overall young player, because I'm not expecting anything great. But a first-round pick is definitely what I need. So we're into February now. We're 18 and 34, right around where I thought I would be. Looking at the actual standings, the Warriors, the Thunder, Jazz, Rockets, Nuggets, Spurs, Trailblazers, Clippers. I thought that was Draymond Green for a second. I got really excited, but I wasn't going to take that anyways, even if it was. Totally unrealistic. We are losing games, exactly what I wanted to do. 3 more games left before we get into the All-Star break, also known as the trade deadline. Actually, it might be right here. Yeah, it is the trade line. Yes, I'd like to stop simulating. All right, 1938. I read you. The standings are pretty much the same as what I read you as. We are 15th in the conference. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We want to check out some stats on the year. Kyle Korver is actually our leading scorer, but we're tanking, so getting rid of him is not going to hurt too bad. He's putting up 15, 3 and 3.5, so pretty good from Kyle Korver, I'm not going to lie, especially for a 35-year-old. Tyler Ulis putting up good stats. 15 points, 8 assists. All I can expect, especially from a guy who's only 5'10". Labissiere's almost averaging a double-double, 12 points, 9.5 rebounds. These two look like our serious building blocks. Nick Young, again, the scoring is not terrible. It's 10.5 points. That's really what I'm expecting from Nick Young. Ian Clark's not too bad coming off the bench. Same with Tony Allen's actually in the starting lineup, but he's really in the starting lineup for defensive purposes. He's actually having a good year. 10 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Compared to how he normally does, that's actually pretty good. Is it a career high in rebounding? It is a career high in rebounding, and it's up there in points. 9.7 is his, looks like second highest of all time. So cool. Dedmon's doing what I want him to do. 9 points, 10 rebounds. Festus Ezeli, for a bench piece, he's definitely doing well. 8 points, 9 rebounds. Trey Burke is nothing special. I mean, 6 and 3 off the bench isn't terrible. Josh Richardson, honestly thought he'd be putting up a little bit more. A little bit more than that, but he is only 23, so definitely still has some room to progress. Monty Eunice is getting like 5 minutes a game, so I don't remind, and Rozier and Nogueira are in the reserves. All right, not bad. Standings-wise, I showed you, and I will show you guys the Eastern Conference. We are not even last in the West, but are the Virginia Storm in the playoffs right now? Holy hell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are the 8th seed right now. Jesus Christ. I mean, it is a good team, I guess, but is this really a playoff team? I mean, they don't even have 180 overall. Sorry, I heard my phone go off. Okay, bottom of the Eastern Conference is the Orlando Magic, but now we need to start looking at teams that could possibly use a starting shooting guard or a backup small forward off the bench, something like that. So the Cavs, they have J.R. Smith. I don't really feel like Kyle Korver is too much of an upgrade from J.R. Smith. They have a backup small forward off the bench in Richard Jefferson as well. Celtics are pretty much always good at depth. They do have a backup small forward off the bench in Jaylen Brown. Gerald Green, I mean, this isn't a terrible option. Gerald Green is not a great backup shooting guard to have, so if I can't find a better team, I'm probably going to do that. Okay. This might be something. The Raptors might be something, because DeMarre Carroll, their backup small forward is PJ Tucker, but never mind. Never mind, that's not going to do it. 76ers, Marco Bellinelli. What the? Okay, whatever. Small forward, they're good. Shooting guard, though, they do not have a good backup shooting guard. They have Nick Stauskas. So you know what? Let's try to do this with the 76ers. So they do have young players as well. So we're going to go Kyle Korver over to the 76ers. So who's your worst overall players? It's Brian Roberts. But if you're going to filter by age, I can't really see somebody realistic that we get on this team. I don't know. Maybe they want... I mean, maybe we'll just look at one-year contracts they want to dump. They do have this guy, Brian Roberts. And if I were able to get your first-round pick this year, which is only 1 star. So, Kyle Korver for Brian Roberts and a first-round pick this year. They do have a counteroffer. They want our first-round pick here. No, I'm not going to do that. That's just not realistic. So, back to the drawing board. It looks like Brian Roberts was their worst player, so I could not have taken anybody any worse. So, you know what? I'm going to figure out a trade, and I'll be back once I've figured out that trade. So I have been trying to manually make a trade now for quite some time. It's been around 20 minutes. I have not been able to find anything. This is as realistic as I can get it. It's going to be Nick Young over to the Rockets. Not for their first round pick this year, but it's going to be 2019, top 3 protected. It's probably going to be a bad pick, but we do get the pick out of Nick Young, and I really don't want Nick Young on this team anymore. We're also picking up Troy Williams, who's a 22-year-old small forward or power forward. Playing 10 minutes, 3 points, 1.5 rebounds. Nothing great, but he only is on a 1-year deal, so it really doesn't matter. But the first round picks... honestly, why I did this. Now, I also did this because if you look at their bench, or not really their bench, their starting small forward is Trevor Ariza, who's not great anyways. They also have Sam Decker, who's still young and developing, so he's probably not going to help a team in playoff contention as much as you might hope he would. But hopefully, I don't think he will. And he can also play power forward because he is 6'9". So, Nick Young is going to be heading over to the Rockets. he's going to definitely provide them some bench scoring. We do get a first-round pick out of it. I'm sorry if that's not really completely realistic. That's as realistic as I can get it. I'm sorry. Hopefully you guys are fine with that trade. I'm not the king of making realistic trades if you watch my other MyLeague rebuilds. But this is where we're going to stop the episode. We are 1938 sitting at, I think we are, oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. I thought we were last in the conference when I said 15th. I forgot because we added 2 more teams. Now there's 16 teams in each conference. So we're 15th in the conference, second to last. Hopefully we can move down to last so we can get our star for the future in the draft with maybe, hopefully, first overall pick. But let me know anything you guys want me to change. Let me know if that trade was terrible. I'd like to know. Let me know if you want me to change those injury settings or anything else in the series. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys all in the next video.